Hey man, what it is, what it ain't. We here for another episode of the From the Jump podcast. I'm your host DJ here with a few of my co-hosts and bro hosts, but you know how it go though. So man, obviously the NBA playoffs have started. You know, some things going on uh, in the game of basketball, in the game of life. So you know, we're trying to catch up, do a quick recap. Uh, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of these series we don't really care about, and I'm not finna lie to you. The Magic and the Cavs don't really care.
Snooze
I don't.
fest.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is Paolo. There's no reason you shouldn't be shooting 20 to 25 shots a game in that
Shit.
series.
30. Fuck
Like,
it.
yeah, like you're the guy on that team. Like, come on, bro. And y'all are close in there. Um, Other than that, let me go back a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Playoffs started Saturday. Uh, Again, Magic and Cavs played the first game. Then we had the Timberwolves and Suns. You guys got anything on that game? That was Saturday. The Suns lost 95 to 120 to Anthony Edwards and company.
Phoenix came, or Minnesota came out with a lot of energy. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
jumped on them, and I wasn't expecting a blowout, but they the best team, argue top three in the West, and they did what they were, set out to do.
Yeah, Big Tony, you got anything to say on that?
Man, it's just sad to watch the Phoenix not be able to get nothing done with three superstars.
Nah,
No,
fuck
that's a
it.
fact.
I love it.
It's really crazy because it's really killing KD's
I'm
whole
telling you.
whole
I was
standing.
just about to say it.
Like
I was
KD
about to say
just
it.
like basically it's proven like KD is a cancer. Basically, it's what's kind
You,
of.
Nah, KD
you
ain't no
can't
cancer.
win without a top five player all time. That's what it's shown. You can't win without
Mitch,
Steph.
if you think about it, what team has he went to that just got significantly better since he left Oklahoma City outside Golden State?
I
Brooklyn was
mean,
trash.
Brooklyn, that was management issues. They handled Kyrie's situation wrong, and I think and James Harden. I don't know if he wanted to be there. That was a weird situation. But they weren't that good anyway. They didn't really build it. He was there for what, a year and a half, or how long was he
Yeah,
there?
it was a year, I think.
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah,
wasn't there
not
long.
long at all.
But Phoenix gutted their team. They
But
would
the
have been. They would have
yeah,
been good if it was just Book and KD and everybody else. But they traded everybody when they went and let go of Mikal Bridges.
Mm.
They shouldn't have done that.
no,
Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, that's 15 points a game. Mikal Bridges now 25 points a game potential.
no, he's tough.
They gutted their team. Now they have they have three really good players and a bunch of you know
Just to get
okay,
rid of
just
DeAndre Ayton like a year
bodies.
later.
Yeah, and then let go of DeAndre Ayton. Like if you were gonna get rid of Monty Williams, you were supposed to keep DeAndre. If you were gonna get rid of DeAndre, you were supposed to keep Monty.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only reason why you got rid of Monty is because that relationship was fractured. Why get rid of DeAndre for some draft picks at that?
Right.
And honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, he'd probably be a better third option than Bradley Beal at this point right now. You know,
At least at least another option. They don't have
right
a legit. Grayson Allen has done a really good job of being that fourth guy and be consistent with it as well.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, then we have the Philadelphia 76ers with the New York Knicks. Game one, anyways, it was 111 Knicks, 104 76ers. Joel Embiid had 29 points. Tyrese Maxey had 33. Their third highest paid contract on the team, Tobias Harris had a whopping seven.
Mm.
Then you had Jalen Brunson with 22 points. You had Josh Hart with 22 points and 13 rebounds. And then you had Miles McBride coming off the bench, giving
Going
you an
stupid.
additional 21 points to go ahead and beat the 76ers. You guys got any comments on that game one?
Joel Embiid, I thought his season was over after that knee weird scare, and the nigga came
Mm-hmm.
back, and I don't know. I feel like they playing with fire with him out there. This is
For
like the
sure.
third time since he's came back that in the game the nigga's hurt his knee with
Yeah.
some type of weird, movement. But Miles McBride went dumb in that game. Josh Hart hit crazy clutch threes. Um, I just think with that, if Joel Embiid was healthy, it would be flipped.
For sure. Big Tone, anything on that?
No, yeah, Joel Embiid healthy, like, they go a long way. But Tyrese Maxey's really like, and I don't think I watched him enough, but my man really is tough, tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think that obviously Tobias Harris isn't earning his money, but you also got to give Phoenix some credit. Like
And guess who
Jalen
wants
Brunson,
Tobias Harris?
Jalen Brunson's tough, and then you got
That's true.
DiVincenzo going stupid. So
Yeah.
and then Josh Hart was locking in a little bit. The second game, first game, he was.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
One thing Tibbs is going to do, he's going to get niggas to play hard for him.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. That's what
Now
he's
he
always
going
done.
now he going to shorten their career and at the same time, but like he did D Rose and Joakim and Luol
And Jimmy
Deng,
falling apart.
yeah, he gonna fuck him up. But they gonna run through a wall for him.
For sure. And now to the series I know you guys like to talk about. This is game one of the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. Game one, Denver won 114 to the Lakers 103. In that game, Anthony Davis gave you 32 points, 5 assists, 14 rebounds. LeBron James gave you 27 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves contributed 13, as well as Taurean Prince contributing 11. The Denver Nuggets, Aaron Gordon, every starter ended in double digits for the Denver Nuggets. You had Aaron Gordon with 12 and 11 rebounds and 7 assists. You had Michael Porter Jr. with 19 points, 8 rebounds. You had Joker with 32 points, 7 assists, 12 rebounds. You had Jamal Murray with 22 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. And you had Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with 12 points. And the bench giving them about 17 points. What do you guys, as the Laker fans of the podcast, have to say? Big Tone, I'll start with you, and then we'll go to Meach right after.
We going first game, second game, or how are we doing that?
First game. We'll just go first game, and then we'll cover second later.
The first game, I was ready to lock with D. Russ real crazy. And Reeves had me bent. And I'm like, obviously I would look at it, okay, first playoffs, not D. Russ, but Reeves and trying to get to it, whatever the situation may be. But you're dependent on a 41-year-old man or 40-year-old man, 39, however old he is, to do a whole lot. When you young cats, y'all got all the fire. But when you're watching the game, I was telling my friends, Denver's role players are just going to outperform ours every single game, and that's why we end up losing. So the first game, I'm like, we're competing, everything's going well, AD's doing his thing, LeBron's feeling good. You just have to find somebody that's going to help out. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, somebody got to help out. And then when you get to the rotations where you put Jackson Hayes in, he's not going to do a whole lot for the most part. So then they got LeBron playing the 5 when AD's out. So you got LeBron playing way too many extended minutes. Then you got Denver, who, in my opinion, they're better late because their role players are going to start making shots. And it's hard for us to score with them when you got D. Russ that couldn't throw anything anywhere in any ocean whatsoever. He was trying, D. Russ he's just too inconsistent. It doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? But I thought Reeves was going to step up. Since he didn't, it was just like, damn. Well, no, we lost a tough one. But I was just glad we competed. We didn't get blown out like all them other teams. But in my mind, I'm thinking, and I don't like your Pelicans, but if we play the Thunder, I legitimately think we probably have a better chance, realistically, from the matchups, just in my personal opinion. Jokic is just too tough. When Jamal's going crazy, it's just a duo that's just too tough with the role players they got. So right now, we just trying to compete our hardest, but it's just not working.
Oh yeah, Meach, talk to me.
Yeah, man, shit. Where do I start? How much time we got? All right, so it starts at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start at the top, and then I'm gonna go all the way down.
Gotcha.
No Diddy. So
thank you.
So we lost 4-0 last year, right? I'm gonna get to game one, but we lost 4-0, and the issue was Joker. He killed us.
For sure.
The object, you're like, plan number one, if you are Rob Pelinka and the Lakers management over the summer, is to retain the players like we did, Vando, Rui, Austin, blah, blah, blah. And then you get somebody who, in the event that you play Denver, because you don't prepare for a season not expecting to see the defending champs at some point. They're the defending champs. It's not too often that the defending champs get beat out first round. Sometimes second, sometimes they go to conference finals, but they're really good. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like the Raptors when they had one when the Warriors were hurt and KD got hurt, I think, that year. And Kawhi left the next year. Nobody expected the Raptors to be back in the finals. So if you're a team in the Eastern Conference, you're not building your roster over the summer in the event that we face Toronto. They're defending fuck that. Denver retained 99% of their roster. The only person they lost was Bruce Brown. So it starts there. You didn't get anybody to guard Joker, i.e. Dwight Howard, DeMarcus Cousins.
Facts.
Shit, we could have kept
JaVale
Tristan
McGee.
Thompson on the roster. JaVale McGee, Tristan Thompson, a body, just somebody to bother the nigga. When Bismack Biyombo was a free agent, I said he's just right there for us to grab. Big physical player who can just bother Joker. Okay, so I'm gonna trickle down to coaching. Hot pocket him as he's getting a little better. He's getting a little better. I haven't seen his hands in his pockets as much, but I don't think that he realizes when something is going right, you milk it, like you stay with it.
Yeah.
We've been watching the NBA. I've been watching the NBA for 30, 25 years now, and when something is working, you do it back to back to back to back until the other team adjusts. Now, game one, this was a game of the starters. Like you said, DJ, the Denver bench had 17 points. I don't even know if our bench had 17 points. We might have had less. That was a game of the starters. The reason why they won, AD, LeBron, and Joker and Murray, how many points?
The bench, Taurean Prince was the only one that scored off the bench with 11 points in total.
There you go. Joker and Murray and AD and LeBron canceled each other out. They had a third person and a fourth person step up on their starters. We didn't. Austin Reeves had a bad game with 13 points. D'Lo shot, really bad. That's what they wanted. That was the difference of the game. But we were winning when we were doing. I think they came back in the fourth quarter. But that was a game that I fully expected them to win that game one. But the way we lost game one, I don't blame it on D'Lo's. Bad shooting is going to happen, but there was other ways that we could have made it an even closer game without D'Lo's bad shooting, and that was just the play calling and going at Joker. And we'll get to game two, which ultimately happened.
All right, moving on to Sunday. Obviously, I don't think we have too much to comment on this one, in my opinion, but the Celtics and the Heat. Nobody really saw this going far, especially with the injury to Jimmy Butler.
Celtics in 3.
And 3 is crazy.
They losing right now.
So, in the end of that game, really, Tyler Hero shot 4 of 13 from the field for 11 points. Bam Adebayo shot 10 of 18 for 24 points. Nikola Jovic had 10 points. Jaime Jaquez had 16, and DeLon Wright had 17 off the bench. Then you had the Celtics. Jason Tatum had a 23-point triple-double, 10 and 10 exactly. You had Derek White with 20 points. Jaylen Brown with 17 and 8 rebounds. And Kristaps Porzingis with 18 points. Sam Hauser off the bench contributed 12. Al Horford had 10. I don't really have much to say. There's no real deep dive at the moment. I mean, we'll see how the game going on right now wraps up. But you guys got anything for that?
I think Tony is right. They are losing right now. They're down 9 in the fourth quarter. Kind of 8 minutes left in the fourth. I expect Boston to pull out and win. If they don't, it's just because I was watching a little bit of it. Miami is just playing like it's do or die for them because they know once they get to Miami, it's a different atmosphere. The faithful going to show up. They're going to be on 10s. So they're playing like and I think Boston, towards the end of the season, they was getting bored with niggas and they was getting ready for the playoffs. And I don't think Boston is thinking about round one. I think they're thinking about conference finals, who they're going to end up matching with, whether it's New York or Milwaukee. I don't think. I think they kind of got a little lackadaisic this game, and they might lose this game, but they'll go on to win 3 straight. I can guarantee you in Miami.
Okay. Tone, you got anything?
Nah, man. Boston should handle this. I don't care. That's why I hate the nowadays mindsets like, oh, win. You go out there, win. Get over it like you should. You know, back in the day, you knew the number one was going to drag the number 8. Like, that's just what was
Exactly.
going
For
to
sure.
happen. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Nowadays, it'd be like, oh, they're tired or they take off a game. Like, no, win. Like, get it over with. Get that 4 games over with. In my opinion, you got more time to relax. You win those 4 games.
Yeah, more
Exactly.
time for
That's
rest.
how.
So
That's how
I
the
was,
real.
I
That's how
was
the old
listening
school
to,
load managing was.
yeah, I was listening to
Yep.
Tom Brady's podcast the other day, and that's what he was saying. Like these kids just don't want to win. It's like, it's okay if we don't. Like, no, bro, get it over with. Especially these
Absolutely.
guys, how injured they are all the time and tired and this and that. Like the more rest, the better.
Right. So moving on to the next game, the Mavericks versus the Clippers. The Clippers had 109 to the Mavericks 97. Luke and Kyrie did what they do. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie Irving had 31 points, four assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 6 from 3, 10 of 18 from the field. Luka went 11 of 26 from the field, 4 of 12 from 3, 13 rebounds, 33 points. The only other player on that team to score in double digits was P.J. Washington with 11 points, 7 rebounds, 4 fouls, and the hands down reason why they won is because James Harden thought he was in Houston that night. He had 28 points, 8 assists, 6 of 11 from 3, 8 of 17 from the field. You also had Zubac contributing a monster 20 points from 15 rebounds, 10 of 17 shooting. You had Paul George doing Paul George things as far as 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of 12 from 3-pointer, 8 for 20 from the field. Terrence Mann also contributed 13 with Russell Westbrook contributing 13 as well. At the end of the day, I mean, James Harden played arguably his best playoff game in a while, so.
That was the blowout game, right? It was
Yeah,
that score. It
22
wasn't close.
or
That score makes it
Whole
seem
game.
like it was close.
12.
Yeah, but it was much. It was much further than that. That was it. I think Clips came out and they just James Harden got hot. They smacked him in the face, and that was it. That was really it. No contributions from the other Mavs core. And that was it.
There we go. Tone, anything?
That's how it should go, bro. The Clippers should healthy, and that they didn't have Kawhi, but healthy. James Harden has the opportunity, he should go crazy. Like he's
Exactly.
got to rest a lot this season. Like dead serious. Like
You still got 3 other Hall of Famers. No
exactly. Like
Kawhi.
he should be able to get off if he can pause and do his thing because with the other guys he doesn't have to. You know, in Houston all he had was himself, and obviously he had Russ, but he could just get to it. And you roll it. They won a lot of games back then. Like everybody hate on them for it, but they won a lot.
They did.
In reality, it's like
They did.
let him go, and then Paul George. Paul George always been a solid number 2 guy. So let it just be what it is.
For
But
sure.
I think the Clippers should be better in period. Like that's just that. I think they should win in that fashion against this Mavs team. Either way,
I agree. Moving forward, we have the Indiana Pacers versus the Milwaukee Bucks. This is
man.
game 109 to 94.
Mm-hmm.
Pascal Siakam had a monster game of 36 points, 13 rebounds, 15 to 25 from the field. Miles Turner had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 of 9 from 3, 5 of 17 from the field. The only other person scoring double digits was T.J. McConnell with 10 points off the bench, 5 of 13 from the field. You know, I've been hearing a lot of talk that since the injury or since All-Star break, Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been himself or he hasn't lived up to that All-Star appearance. So we all know. Yeah.
I know.
Man,
That.
let's talk about. I remember that. I remember I was sitting in a hotel at a tournament, and they were playing the in season tournament when Halliburton was going stupid, right? And I'm like, it's just like with Trae Young. He was going crazy, and once they figure it out, he's just going to go ahead and die himself out. Now,
Hey. Hold on. Not too much on Trae Young.
hold on. What do you mean?
Trae Young shouldn't get no flack.
No. I'm saying he was going crazy, and then you hear about him like All-Star or whatever. He was going. Halliburton was going MVP. They was
He
talking about
was. He
that
was.
was crazy. Like they was
that-
talking, and I'm like, hold on, man. We only 20 games into the season, 30 games into the season. Like, can we calm down?
he
sure.
had his Linsanity run.
There
That's
you
what
go.
people.
That's more
That's
better.
what
Yeah, that's
people were
that's a lot
saying.
better. Yeah.
Because that string of those few months, the nigga was scorching hot. And when he entered the 3-point contest, the nigga was spraying. I was like, can he shoot like this for real?
His jumper's nasty too. That's for
It's
sure.
ugly.
It was ugly as hell,
Look
and it
like
was.
DJ.
I'm like, no way, this dude's
Shit.
this good of a shooter.
Mine look
Right.
better than that. I may miss more than him, but mine at least look better. But
Yeah,
But
Bobby Portis contributed for the Bucks, had 15 points, 11 rebounds, 7 of 15 from the field, and honestly was, if you watch that game, he was having a heck of a game. Post, turnaround, faders, all that. Bobby was on one. Chris Middleton somewhat looked like he did during their championship run, contributing 23 points, 10 rebounds, 1 of 4 from 3, 9 of 14 from the field. Brooke Lopez had 11 points. Dame Dollar in the first half was Portland Dame. 35 points in the first half and finished with 35.
that's crazy.
Uh, he had
that's
6 of
crazy.
11 from 3 point, 11 of 24 from the field. I mean, that's pretty much said and done. Dame did Dame things, and
Yeah,
he had a better cast than what he did in Portland and handled business.
yeah.
So,
Man, who's
completely
better?
different
Who's
story
better
from
in
them
y'all's
two.
opinion, Dame Dollar or Jamal Murray?
I would say Dame.
DJ.
Only
I would
because
go ahead.
Jamal Murray. Well, one it's a kind of unfair to Jamal because we haven't seen him without Joker,
Mm.
Hmm.
so we haven't seen how far he can take a team. Dame has taken the Blazers to the Western Conference Finals. They
For
got
sure.
beat out by the Warriors in 4, but he's gotten there. He's
For
gotten them
sure.
to some 50-plus win seasons with him. CJ McCollum was his 2, but
Not
shit,
compared to Jokic.
Jamal Murray would have Porter Jr. as his 2.
Ah,
For
So,
sure.
yeah.
but I would say Dame only because I've
We've
seen
seen
what
it.
Dame could do by himself.
I
Murray has
think I
the
like
luxury of having Joker.
Okay.
For sure. But I think I like Murray just more so from I think he's very solid on both ends of the floor. I don't think his defense gets enough credit and his ball distribution. I think this year we've seen Dame more as a facilitator, and he's gotten to 6, 7 assists throughout the year consistently here and
Hmm.
there. But I would probably take Jamal for the defensive purposes. I know Dame has hit shot after shot, time after time. We've seen what he's done, but I'm also seeing what he's done this season with Milwaukee, with Giannis on the floor and with Giannis off the floor. It is not what we would expect from Dame, and I get it. He's higher in age. He's gotten a little bit older, so maybe the stamina or whatever it may be has dwindled, and maybe some of that just energy isn't what it used to be when he was 25, 26. But I personally like Jamal Murray more. Just if I had to put it on one thing, it would be on the defensive end.
If I'm starting a team and I say, hey, you're the GM, DJ.
Hmm.
Um, we got some money to buy, to get 2 of these 2-point guards. But to start our team, we got Jamal Murray, we got Dame.
In
You're,
their primes,
fuck it, primes? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's
I'm
bad.
taking Dame.
Yeah.
Okay. And today,
I'm taking Jamal Murray
you're taking Jamal today and not Dame today?
for sure. I
Hmm.
promise.
I don't know. I
Promise.
just I guess I don't. And they say Jamal don't get much love at all. But in my opinion, no disrespect, Dame never until he got to
Exactly.
Milwaukee didn't get no love. Like they knew who
Exactly.
Dame was.
Mm,
Like there's never gonna be a time Jamal Murray gonna have some signature to himself, right?
never.
Dame time is what it was.
Because he
Jamal
was
probably
putting
don't
up
never do that.
numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's not. And like for example, everybody. This conversation happened because after the game, this guy was trying to tell me that Jamal Murray was better than Dame, and I'm like, why? Like if you look at that game, he played like trash for 93% of the game. He just happened to make some shots late. I mean, Dame Dollar scored 35 in the first half. You're saying that's less important and better than him making those last couple shots. So
Mm.
it was just a debate I had with somebody the other day.
Yeah.
I was in
Jam-
disbelief because
and
I'm taking Dame over Jamal Murray. I don't know if I'm taking Jamal Murray over a lot of people, me personally.
me personally, either I can't even say like Jamal Murray is. Yeah, he says he don't get a lot of appreciation, but you're playing with the best player, 2-time MVP in the NBA, arguably.
Probably
Like,
3.
yeah, probably 3. They're gonna snub Shea, but like, what do you want? Like, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
play, go get your if you want respect, go to fucking Chicago or Detroit or something, and be the man and make the
For
All
sure.
Star team, lead the squad, and then you'll get your respect. Dame did it. You know what I mean? Shea Gilgis is doing it. I
For
pick
sure.
Shea Gilgis over Murray right now.
I would too.
No,
I
no,
like
I might take Shea over almost anybody right now. I
it,
ain't gonna
Oh
lie.
yeah, I
it's,
was gonna say.
At
it's
point
wild.
guard.
But yeah, what's the last game? Is Pels and OKC
Pels
right?
and Thunder.
Hey, them Pels is cheeks, boy.
Okay, OKC game
Yeah.
Them
one.
bad
Let's
boys suck.
Game one, we had a bad game. I'll be honest. It is what it is. But Brandon Ingram, our all star, whose contract is coming up, who needs to perform,
this summer.
had a whopping 12 points, 6 rebounds, 0 of 2 from 3, 5 of 17 from the field. Herb Jones was 2 of 10, 2 of 8 from 3, 8 points, 7 rebounds. Valanciunas gave us arguably his best game of the season with 13 points, 20 rebounds. CJ McCollum had 20 points, 6 assists, 9 of 22 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3. Trey Murphy, our rising star, had 21 points, 5 of 12 from 3,
He,
8 of 18 from the
he
field.
was burning them off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, he liked that. But the Oklahoma City Thunder, Chet Holmgren had 15 points, 11 rebounds, 6 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. You had J. Will or J. Dub, I think it is.
J-Dub, yeah.
Yeah, J. Dub had 19 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 of 5 from 3, 8 of 18 from the field. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander had 28 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 11 of 24 from the field. Josh Giddey had 2 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Lou Dort had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I can say about that is we lost by 2 on an and 1 foul from CJ McCollum, guarding Shea, which I don't understand why he was guarding Shea at all. Should have been Herb Jones. Brandon Ingram had 12 points. Usually when people shoot 5 or 17 from the field, they end up with like 18 points
Mm-hmm.
because they get free
Into the
throws.
line.
And Brandon Ingram, I think, shot 2 maybe all game. And, I mean, that's nobody's fault. If you're not aggressive and you're just constantly shooting those fadeaway middies, that is what it is. You can't complain about the ref not giving you a foul call
What I
when you're
text you?
shooting
Then I text
fadeaways.
you what I sent you a text and say.
I forgot what it
I said the
was.
fix is in.
Oh, for sure. 100%. It was said and done. I mean, it is what it is. Shea did what he's been doing all season. We had in a game where Valanciunas gives you 13 points and 20 rebounds. You have to capitalize on that. I mean, your fourth option, maybe your fifth option is giving you 20 boards. This nigga turned into Rudy Gobert that game,
Yeah.
and you can't capitalize your all star, the person who's gonna want a 200 million at least next year, gave you 12 points.
I was
And you
surprised.
got a
That
yeah.
was
Go
a
ahead.
little surprising. Bi has played playoff games. He's a vet. I think he's in his 8th year, 9th year. I think still
Something
pretty
like that.
young. Still, 28 or something like that. 27. Bi surprised me with his production. I don't know if he was still just kind of shaking off the dust, from coming back or what. But Valanciunas' game kept y'all in the game. Trey Murphy's been really, really good for the last several months. And I see y'all tighten the rotation. I think y'all are 7 deep, maybe 8.
Let me
I
go
think
back real
Nance,
quick.
Jose, and
Nance, Jose, Najee,
Mazu.
and Dyson Daniels. So we went 4, which I
Okay.
don't know why we're not playing Jordan Hawkins like you
Yeah.
said, but we'll leave it at that.
And Najee's not playing a whole lot. Or, I mean, Dyson Daniels isn't playing a whole lot. So really, like a good 8. Yeah. I mean, I watched the game, and I think y'all gave yourselves a chance. Came down to that and one by Shea. That was the game winner. And came down to it. You got one play, and
That last
you.
play call was poo cheese, boy.
I
For
don't
sure.
even think it was a play. I can't even call it a
They
play.
said, they said
That
Kobe
was
Jackson.
Freestyle.
give CJ the ball and go get a shot.
But my thing is, Meach, when has CJ ever just been some ISO get to it type of guy?
But that's his game. It really is. CJ has one of the biggest, and DJ is a Pels fan. I don't
Hold
know if
on,
he's
biggest what?
You heard it,
he.
man.
What was you
You
about to
heard it.
say? What was you about to say?
Let me finish. I'm gonna finish. DJ is a Pels fan. I'm not sure if he watched a lot of CJ before,
Yes.
but I watched a lot of CJ. One, because he's a Laker. He was always a Laker killer with Portland. Him and Dame. He has one of the best bags in the NBA. I'm not capping.
Bags is crazy.
This he has one that he can get a shot off on anybody.
That don't
For
mean
sure.
he got a deep bag. I
He
mean,
has a deep bag. This nigga got
Bi can get it off
step.
whenever he wants to.
He has a deep bag too.
CJ might be the one of the best number twos we had seen in like the longest time.
Think
It's just
about it. This nigga
underappreciated
6'3", maybe right 6'3", six.
on a good day.
He has that long. He has the long
A
arms,
long time. Paul George been number 2 for years.
bro.
He was number one in Indiana.
I'm
He
How
just
willing to.
recently
I'm
became.
many
willing to go
games
out
in
on a
Indiana?
limb and say that CJ has just a big a bag as Paul George.
I agree.
I know we're on
And Tony,
camera, but
you don't
there's
like
no
Paul
way
George.
y'all doing. There's no way.
Tony, you don't
There's
even
no.
like Paul George.
There's no, and that's my point. I like CJ, but for you to
Bro,
say bag is crazy.
you don't like him enough because I
No, I
and
like
I'm not.
CJ.
I'm not even a Pels fan. I'm not a CJ McCollum fan. But this nigga, he has step backs, up and unders. He has a floater. He has a three ball. He has a pull up. He can dribble. He
He's
got that
trash.
ball on a string. He
Ain't
has
no
a
way you watching
turnaround.
that and say that like that.
Man,
Watch
So
them
is
highlights.
Kyrie
That's all
is
we
Kyrie
see.
Watch
number 2 right now? Is Kyrie number 2 right now?
number two. What?
On his
Option on his
team?
team.
Yeah, I
for
mean
sure.
because it's Luca's team. Yeah,
So who bagged deeper, him or Kyrie's? I really want to
I'm
know that one.
saying at one point, Kyrie just started becoming a number two in his career.
What do you mean?
Like
Kyrie been
he
number
was,
2 for how long
he
now?
was,
5 years?
he was,
he was
number
number
two
one in
because you play with
Boston.
LeBron.
Yeah, he was
What?
number
But
one. He was number one before LeBron. That year before LeBron, he had 1 year, and then LeBron came. He was number two. When he went to Boston, he was number one. When he went to Brooklyn,
He was
I don't
number
know what the fuck they was going in Brooklyn.
2.
He could have been
Number
one,
2,
two,
3.
or three. I don't know.
Right.
He was number. I don't know. And here in Dallas, he's number two, but he does have a deeper bag than Luca. I mean, come on, now. We're not going to sit here and
Oh,
say
that's a fact. So
so with
McCollum's back
two,
deeper than Lucas too?
is McCollum's bag deeper than Luca's. I would say yeah.
yes,
Luca has what's the move that Luca goes to?
Step back,
step
side
back.
step.
Exactly. You know what he's doing, and he does it every time. He's
And it's
6'8"
unstoppable.
because he's
I
six
mean,
eight and he
it's
Oh,
true.
shoots
I was
on the
about
top
to
of
say.
this. He
How
shoots a
tall
high
CJ
arc.
How tall CJ McCollum?
Six,
6'7"?
6'3", 6'2".
Who is
6'7". If
He's like
CJ McCollum was 6'7",
How
he
tall
might
was
be
he,
one of the best
6'6"?
players in the NBA.
CJ
He not-
McCollum is like 6'3".
Ain't no way.
Maybe.
DJ, you looking at it?
They might have him listed as
6'3",
6'4".
190 pounds.
So how tall is Dame? 6 foot.
He
6'2",
might be
maybe.
6'2". He might realistically be good 6'1", 6'2".
So-
But
Maybe
we
it's the way
can-
that nigga be shooting. You know that shit ugly too.
yeah. But my point is, that play wasn't a play call. I get it. CJ is so Tony asked us since when has he been like a 1-on-1? That's been his game, but that was just a bad situation when they threw a really good defender at him.
For sure.
You get like it was like 9 seconds up or something like that that they had to you go get some action, get a ball screen, get a switch, or give it to Bi, who is a tough shot maker. CJ is a tough shot maker as well, but Bi is 6'9".
But my thing is, you could just like the Lakers, they're gonna keep running ball screens till they get the matchup they want. Ball screen after ball screen after ball screen, whatever it is,
Yeah.
so they can get the switch. They ain't even try it. They're like,
Yeah,
CJ,
yeah, I agree exactly. That was
Poor
very,
play
that was
And I would say
coaching.
CJ even got a pretty decent look for him to be a 3-point shooter.
I mean, he even said he thought it was cash.
Yeah.
But I'll wrap it up with this. Both teams made 37 shots. We had 11 more shots on goal than the Thunder. We made one more three than the Thunder and shot 7 more threes than they did. They had 3 more free throws than we did. When it comes to, hold on, let me shorten this up real quick.
Boston just lost.
We had 52 rebounds to the Thunder's 44. We had 22 assists to the Thunder's 21. Like, we had when you get 11 more shot attempts and you made more threes, Like you gotta win that game. You lose by 2 and had 11 more shots on the goal.
Yeah, that
Like, come
mathematically
on.
don't really make sense. Like you should have won that game, but
You had just as many turnovers. They had 13 turnovers. We had 14
it's game one. OKC was loud as fuck.
for sure.
You don't.
Hey, man. I'll say the Pelicans exposed Oklahoma City Thunder. That's just my personal preference. I've been on this all season. The Thunder this year was like the Raptors back in the day when they was running the East. It's good all season, but when that playoff time comes, you got to come with it. And that's where I worry because they're so young. You know, like you even seen some of the young things happen. They was having turnovers and making a bunch of dumb plays, taking bad
Yeah,
shots. And it's like, okay, a veteran team. I'm not saying the Pelicans aren't, but if you go to a veteran team, they're gonna cause you some issues.
yeah,
And I think where I struggled is they was being mad physical with him on defense, like
yeah. They were
pushing him around.
fouling this
Yeah,
nigga.
he could not get to his spot because
Yeah,
they was bullying him low key.
For
yeah.
sure.
I get it.
And
It's the playoffs, and they're gonna call shit different, but keep it consistent.
for sure.
Yeah.
Keep it
For sure.
consistent.
No,
And
that Knicks Sixers call that second game or that was the first game or last game when
Last
they
game.
and that's where we're going right now.
nigga, bro, that's exactly how I want the playoffs to be. That's
For
what I
sure.
miss. Something like that. Like if you're gonna not call it, don't call it,
Not
right?
call
Just
it.
let it
Yeah.
ride. Whatever comes of it, comes of it. And I think that's what's gonna get our game back to being fun to watch.
For sure. I mean, these games have been, especially, yes, I'm skipping the Magic and the Cavs. I am.
Please
I am.
God.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am. There's no reason.
yeah.
So, to one of the arguably the biggest blunders. Yes, I have to use that word because it was so egregious. You see this vocabulary. That's how bad this New York Knicks 76ers ending was. Monday, was that yesterday? Monday
Monday.
night.
Yeah.
Monday night. Woo. So, go through some of these stats. Tobias Harris gave you his best game he probably will all year. 10 points, 9 rebounds.
Jesus, that's crazy.
10 points, 9 rebounds. You had Joel contributing 34 points, 6 assists, 10 rebounds. You had Tyrese Maxey giving you 35 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds, 5 of 11 from 3, 12 of 22 from the field. A good game. Then you have the New York Knicks. You had LG Anunoby giving you 10. Hartenstein giving you 14 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. You had Jalen Brunson giving you 24 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. You had Josh Hart giving you 21 points, 3 assists, 15 rebounds. You had Dante DiVincenzo giving you 19 points and big shots. So, I mean, wow. Great game until
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to, people want to blame it on the refs. You can blame it on coaching. I think, I'm going to let y'all go. Meech, I'm going to start with you, and then I'll end it. But go ahead.
I think this is another scenario of the NBA's when they want something, they gonna get it. They want the Knicks. I don't know why, and I said it like a handful of pods ago, and I asked why do they want us to care about the Knicks so bad? Like the media has been pushing the Knicks on us bad, and I think this was another situation. Nick Nurse called a timeout, and he got fouled by 2 niggas, which the 2-minute report came out and confirmed it, which I think is bull crap. It's almost like a spit in the face or coming out with that 2-minute report, confirming what the players and coaches are arguing for in real time, and then nothing can be done. Like you might as well just save that report because there's not like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a foul, and then what?
Yeah.
That's it. I seen Philly was going to file a grievance with the NBA. Though nothing's going to happen from it, it's just like filing a complaint with some, with the company or something. It won't really do nothing to go nowhere, but at least it make you feel better. And that's what that filing that grievance is. But yeah,
sure.
I just think the fix was in, and I think the refs were told to turn a blind eye, and that was it.
All right, to Big Tone. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that game, but talk to me.
No, I was watching. My brother came over, we watched it. And there was big shots, big plays happening late. Obviously, late games. But me being a coach and knowing how it goes, like in those moments, I'd rather the no call dictate the game between us than a ref dictate it. So like if he call it, either way, somebody's gonna be pissed off. Like somebody's gonna be upset about whatever comes of it. But I always hated through my years of doing it is for a referee to make a call late that he wouldn't have called 2 quarters ago.
Yes.
So if that's the case, just let it ride out, and then that's just because especially if it's a 1 possession, 2 possession game, whatever it is, don't dictate it because of your whistle. Like
Yes.
that's when people get to saying cheating's happening, whatever. Because in a no call, you can't. You can say, "Oh, he got fouled. They got fouled. I did this. I did that." But if they didn't call it either way, how it's
Yeah.
either way. To me, it's equal. You just got to come up with the. You just have to come up with the 50-50.
Yeah.
Sixers should have got a rebound. Like there's so many things that should have happened that didn't, and you're gonna blame the rest for not calling it. At the end of the day, you got to make a big play. Get a board. Don't fall and act like they're fouling you. Like that's just my opinion. Like you just got to secure it and win the game.
He did get fouled though. He did.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Gotcha.
But Tyrese Maxey didn't have to fall on the ground. To me, that's OD.
Yeah.
I mean, that's OD. Like you grab it, they get the foul, you throw a bow, swing.
He didn't help himself get the foul by going to the
In my
ground.
opinion, it's like he did that. The ref's like, if you're gonna flood around, we're not calling it. Now, if they, you know what I'm saying, and that's just how it went. That's just how I felt about it.
Tony, I thought you was gonna. Oh, okay. So let me go ahead and get some assists right here. First of all, Jalen Brunson hits that shot, or no? Yes, Jalen Brunson hits that shot. Boom.
Crazy.
On the inbound, Joel Embiid, you're already up court near the inbound. You have inside positioning on Josh Hart. Why you don't step up and call for the ball right there? Whether you get fouled or not, or whether you give it to the inbounder, you go help. Obviously, the man is getting double teamed. Go up there, get the ball inbounds. At least the clock is rolling, and then you work from there. The second thing, Dante DiVincenzo misses a shot. If you look at the replay, and I wish I had the clip, Joel is right there.
Watched him run by.
Watched you, instead of boxing out Isaiah Hartenstein, nigga, you box out Josh Hart or whoever the fuck that was over there, and you let the tallest man on the court run in there and get an offensive rebound, which makes no sense to me. But I skipped a part. That's my fault. Tyrese Maxey falls to the ground. Instead of tucking the ball under him and yelling at the ref for timeout, you decide to try to pass it between somebody's legs.
Yeah.
That is not basketball IQ.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the world.
Yeah.
I understand basketball very well in detailed points. That is low basketball IQ in a game where there's 5 seconds left on the clock, however much time, and you're trying to pass it between a defender's legs on your side of the court.
That doesn't make sense. Worst case scenario, you hold it and it's a jump ball. Like you don't
Exactly.
You don't.
The worst, or they foul you.
Yeah. Best case scenario, they foul. Worst case scenario, jump ball, and you go. Then it's even. Then you go, try to
Even
get the
if
jump.
you take the damn 8-second violation, you could run the clock off, and then everybody gets to set up on defense. Now you put somebody in a complete scramble drill. Your defense has no idea what's going on.
He's not a rookie, but how many years is Maxey?
It's got to be 3 or 4.
4 or something like that.
Yeah, he's due for a contract next year.
I think that was a mixed. I think that was an inexperienced mistake.
For sure. But it's like, man, I don't know. Like, I get it, and I get it's the NBA, but it's like, man, I've seen high schoolers perform better in that situation where
we was taught to jump on that, and hold the shit, right? And you hold that shit for dear life, and try to call timeouts, and your teammates are calling timeout.
Yes.
I don't think Nick Nurse was aggressive enough with his timeout.
No, he wasn't.
I think
it's loud as fuck in there.
You should have been on the floor to where the coach,
that.
the ref, had to say,
"Whoa!"
Exactly.
Yeah, that type of
exactly. You damn near get them to tee you up because you're on the floor, and you're calling timeout, and they can't to you because they be like, okay, he was calling timeout. When they go back and review it, the nigga was calling timeout several times, but. Yeah, that was
step one. The issue was Joel Embiid not rebounding, or no. Step one was Tyrese trying to make that pass through a defender's legs. Mm-hmm. Step two was Joel not boxing out, and Joel not getting going up calling for the ball. And 4 is just poor coaching and poor, management of time and awareness. You know what I'm saying? Nick Nurse isn't a rookie when it comes to this playoff stuff,
Yeah.
and it was just it was one of those things that it don't matter what level you coach at. If that were to happen in AAU, YMCA league, high school, everybody in the crowd is looking at you as the coach. Like, why didn't you call timeout?
Yeah.
Even though you try to make the signal,
Yeah.
like you said, you got to get out
Yeah,
there.
he
You
was
gotta show
like,
it.
and then he chilled, and then he
Yeah.
tried to call it again. Like, nigga, get on the floor.
sure.
Like,
For
you
sure.
should be diving for that ball. Talking about timeout.
Man. So last night, or no, my bad, not last night.
The last night of the game,
Monday.
the last game of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, last game of the night. You have the Denver Nuggets 101, the Los Angeles Lakers 99.
Come on, let me go first. I know
this
Lee's
is
gonna be tight.
All right, bet I'm letting y'all go on
Yeah.
this because I have nothing.
So look, DJ don't got to read
hold
no
on.
stats on this one because
Oh, okay, go
the
ahead.
Lakers
Go.
was up.
Flow.
So I'm watching the game.
20 in the third.
I'm watching the game, right? I'm watching the game. People texted me at halftime and said, "Tony, should I do money line Lakers?" I said, "Absolutely not.
Hell no.
Absolutely not, because we don't know. We
How to
just
keep a
played
lead.
really, really well. We just played really, really well in the first half. I mean, everybody was locked in, right? I told him you can't guarantee with the Lakers that there's 2 more quarters of that in their blood. LeBron and AD, I'm fine with, right? The de-rusting them, that's the issue. Now, what hurt me, what had me hot was, like me said earlier, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if you ain't stopping AD and he can score at will, possession after possession after possession, until they stop it, do not go away from it. Period. And everybody blame AD, da da da. They just stopped going to him. It's not even his fault, really. He wasn't getting no touches. You gotta go to him. Go to him until they stop him. Well, I'm watching him in the first half like this is the best player in the world. Then Jokic starts getting aggressive. Now AD not getting no touches. AD don't want to play hard. He ain't getting no touches.
Fact.
So now we can. Then you take LeBron out, and they go on these fat runs while LeBron's out. Comes back in, gets the lead back to 10, whatever, back and forth, back and forth. Now, and that's where I be getting mad with Ham. Like Ham, no disrespect. Gabe Vincent doesn't need to play. There's no reason for him to play. I'll take Prince. We can risk Prince. That's fine. But Vincent, no need. LeBron and use Jackson when AD need a quick breather. But outside of that, let's get it better. I don't want to say I blame him, but that's just what it was. Like you went away from what was working. The only reason you was dominant is because you was going to with what worked. Let LeBron play the one and AD do his thing, and you're going to be okay.
For sure.
And that's what happened. So everybody was surprised. I said, bro, Jamal Murray destined to make that shot. Why was AD guarding him? Nobody knows.
Because he said he was the defensive player of the year, and that was here. He said that he's defensive player of the year, and then that just
He
happens.
said, I'll never get nominated. That's why.
Meech,
All right.
go ahead and get
I'm
that
gonna get back. So, first of all, it's a tragedy why AD has never been defensive player of the year. This year he has been statistically one of the best defenders in the NBA. Has more blocks than Rudy Gobert, and then Bam. Uh, huh?
Wembenyama.
Their team sucks. They won 20 games this season. We won 48. That should count for something. But winning doesn't matter anymore in today's NBA. It really don't. When have we ever seen a 20-win team have a non-finalist for best defensive player on their squad?
I ain't seen it in a long time.
Have we seen a finalist for MVP with the 20-win team?
No.
Kobe got snubbed for MVP and he averaged 36. And we were like an A seed. We weren't even a 20-win. So anyway, all right, so yes, if it unbroke, don't fix it. We went away from AD. We were up by 20 at half, and like Tony knows, it's happened all season. We can't protect leads because, for whatever reason, we go away from what's working. I have no idea why. I wish Phil Handy had more say in it, but I know Phil is gone after this year because he knows this coaching staff has no idea what they're doing. And he's the only smart one on that bench, Coach Handy. But we went away from AD. That's one. And when AD went out, it was for too long. In a situation where you could steal a game at Denver, fuck minutes, fuck the little minutes, managing. You don't Jokic should go out, so you take AD out. Fuck that. AD stay. You play. And you get 3 days. You get 2.5 days off after this. You're gonna play 48 minutes, and that's what I thought we were gonna do. I'm like, fuck it. They're gonna just go out. LeBron need a breather here and there. I get it, but AD should have played the whole game. You should have kept going to him. Gabe Vincent, I'm sorry, but ever since he came back 2 weeks ago, he's been horrible. He ain't played the whole season. That's why he can't hit a shot. That's Spencer Dinwiddie. Lights are too bright. That's just what it is. He's good in Brooklyn and Dallas, but when you put on the purple and gold, Spencer Dinwiddie took one shot Monday, 0 shots on Friday.
Monday.
The game on game 1, 0 shots.
Okay.
Game 2, 1 shot. 0 shots in game 1. Game 2. DJ, can you pull up how many minutes Spencer Dinwiddie played in those 2 games?
And he's talking about guys playing in purple and gold. There was a black man dunk on somebody in transition, right? I thought it was Reggie Miller or Reggie Jackson because he just got subbed in. All of a sudden, they run it back, and it was KCP. And I said, he didn't do that in LA one time. One time, I didn't even know he could jump. Oh
I didn't know. I was scared when he did that. I didn't know what he was doing. I thought he was going to try and jelly it
for 3 possessions. They ran it back. I said, ain't no way.
So Spencer Dinwiddie, game 1 played 13 minutes. Game 2 played 10. So a total of 23 minutes. Combined.
He's not ready. I mean, that's
one
just
shot taken in 23 minutes.
One shot in 23 minutes of basketball, and we signed him for the fact of we need a bucket, and you know what I mean. Spencer Dinwiddie is not a person you build your team around. He's a person that you're a microwave player, so fucking microwave. Go out there and make some shit happen out of nothing. Well, he didn't do that. And then as the score was going down, I swear I've been a Laker fan so long. I've seen the story so many times. I just knew that they were going to come back. And I'm like, they got it down to 10. Got it down to 3. Got it down to, they tied it up. Murray hitting that shot, that was going to happen. He likes hitting shots on the Lakers for whatever reason. Him and Joker. Them niggas get, they turn up a notch and transform when they play the Lakers. What pissed me off, and should be a lot of people who are not Laker fans, is the made-up rule that the refs, Scott Foster and them, came up with when D'Lo he went for a layup, got fouled, hit in the face. One, that should have been, okay, one, that's a foul and it's a flagrant. We've seen softer flagrant calls this season and last season than that.
Absolutely.
He got hit in the face. That's a flagrant. Even if it wasn't not intentional. It's a flagrant per their rules. Okay? They reviewed it and said the ball was released out of his hands. So no foul.
That's crazy.
Isn't there a rule to protect shooters on defenders closing out?
Yep, there sure is.
The ball is out of their hands when they're coming down.
That's a fact. Kawhi gave him. That's the Kawhi rule.
Yeah, the Zaza cheap shot is what they used to dubbed it. The ball is out of their hands. With that logic, you're saying, DJ, you can shoot, and I could just punch you straight in your chest. But as long as that ball was out of your hands, hey, we all good.
You ain't put your foot under me.
And I didn't put your foot on you. We all good. I think that the NBA needed Denver to win that game. They called Scott Foster the extender because he extends series. And the reason why I say this is because I truly believe had we won game 2, Lakers were going to go and win 3 and 4 at
2
home.
and 3. Yeah, I mean that.
And then how many times? Who would bet against LeBron to close a team out?
Nobody.
LeBron would have finished them off 4-1. Tony's seen it plenty of times. I've seen it plenty of times. You don't have LeBron about to close a team out and he fuck around. That never happens. I think this was the most important game of the series. I think that New York Philly game, and then right after the Lakers and Denver game were two important games. Had Philly won that, I think they go on, and Joel Embiid is still like 60%. Niggas still putting up 30. I think they go on and win games 3 and 4. But I think the NBA wants the Knicks to win. Jokic is a media darling because he doesn't care about basketball or the NBA or fame and all this weird stuff. But yeah, he's on commercials and shit like that. But whatever.
I think the epitome of the Lakers season and them over the last few years outside of the bubble was in one complete sequence. Jamal Murray drives to the basket, throws a bad pass, LeBron tips it, goes to the other end. I think they go up 3
Mm-hmm.
on the go back. They're pushing the ball up quick. Jamal
Mm-hmm.
Murray throws a pass to Joker, I believe. Joker throws the ugliest shit ever up in the
Mm-hmm.
world to try to throw a lob. I don't know if it gets tipped or just a bad pass. Aaron Gordon outmuscles Austin Reeves for it. Everybody's caught watching. He throws it back to Michael Porter Jr. with two people on the side of him. Jumps up and hits a three to tie the game. And I mean, that was one of the bro. I felt a roller coaster of emotions during that whole sequence. I was like, oh, LeBron with the defense for the dunk. He ready to go, and then that shit happens right after. I'm like, oh
You
nah,
know,
they
Tony,
just
Tony, I think we just have to realize that, you know how when LeBron was in the East and there was nothing Indiana could do, there was nothing Toronto could do. No matter what they did, you could play a perfect game. There was no way they were going to beat LeBron. That was just it. And I think I'm starting to like realize it. I mean, we've lost 10 straight. I'm
No,
starting
they
to
got
realize.
our number.
I'm starting to realize. I think there's nothing. No matter what happens, even Denver said it. Jokic said it last week. The series against the Lakers was the toughest series last year on their way to the championship.
Hmm.
They beat us 4-0. The
Yeah.
reason why it was the toughest is because we can't finish games against them. We're gonna give them a really the toughest 45 minutes every night. Those
yep,
last 3 minutes, they own us.
for sure.
Facts.
That's it.
And I mean, I think Denver's obviously lucky. LeBron, they caught LeBron in the West.
Oh yeah, they
Later on in his career. You
lucky
know what I'm
for it.
saying? If he was 23, 24, and the Lakers purple and gold, he would have had 50 that game if
Oh
he
yeah.
had to. But to last night's games, man, just to kind of wrap up the episode, you had the Timberwolves beating the Suns once again. Uh, I never thought I'd see Kevin Durant with 18 points in a game in the playoffs in my life, but he did. 6 rebounds. You had Nurkic with 10 and 14. Bradley Beal 14, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Devin Booker 20 points, 6 fouls, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
then you had the leading scorer, Jaden McDaniels, of the game with 25 points, 8 rebounds, 2 of 4 from 3, 10 of 17 from the field. And that's not the craziest stat. Rudy Gobert gave you 18 points, 9 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns gave you 12 points, 8 rebounds. Mike
Jeez.
Conley gave you 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Anthony Edwards shot 3 of 12, 2 of 6 from 3, 15 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. 3 of 12 is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And to win that,
Is wicked.
Only shooting 12 shots is insane.
right? But he went to the again with my thing with Brandon Ingram. This nigga made 3 shots and had 15. Went 7 of 8 from the free throw line,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
and
that's how you
then
balance it out.
right. And to win that game, where Anthony Edwards goes 3 of 12, and Jaden McDaniels is your leading scorer for the game, and to beat Devin Booker, who's probably getting the Hall of Fame one day, Kevin Durant, certified Hall of Famer, Bradley Beal is going to be one of those guys that don't really make the Hall of Fame, but he'll try to make a reason for it. But it was in Washington, so nobody really cares.
Mm-hmm.
Great game, good series. Suns down 2-0. Next up, we got the Indiana Pacers against the Bucks. Whole different story. Pascal, same thing though. 37 points, 6 assists, 11 rebounds, 16 of 23 from the field. Miles Turner gave you 22 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 6 from 3. Nembhard, however you say that
Neymar.
man's name. Yeah, Nembhard. He had 20 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Tyrese Halliburton gave you 12 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds. Uh, on the Bucks side, Bobby Portis gave you another good game for Bobby Portis. 14 points, 11 rebounds. Can't ask much more. Chris Middleton gave you 15, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Brooke Lopez even gave you 22.
Mhm.
Damian Lillard gave you 34, 5 and 4. About the same as last game, but they didn't have much contribution from the bench. They're gonna need somebody to step up. And no offense, because I like Pat Bev. Now he's grown, you know, to where I'm like, okay, I respect this game, but lost by 17 points. Y'all got anything for that?
Not a whole lot. I think Milwaukee's in trouble. Giannis still isn't ready to come back. I think it was a serious calf,
Mm-hmm.
Achilles, whatever connection. And, if he can't play the first two playoff games, and he's likely out for the third,
Yeah.
I think I think he's not going to come back. Uh, Milwaukee players said that Indiana are front runners. Um, maybe so, but they've had your number all regular season. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they beat you like 5 times in a regular season. Are they really front runners, or y'all just don't really like losing to them niggas?
Right.
But I think Indiana is going to make it interesting. I think Milwaukee should win the series with
Mm-hmm.
Dame and Middleton and Lopez and Portis. You're supposed to win this series.
For sure.
If you don't, I don't even know if you'd fire Doc Rivers. You're already paying like 3 coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying
Bud
Bud, Griffin, and
and Doc.
Doc. I don't know.
No, it's gonna look crazy on them. Big Tony, you got anything for that, or do we
No,
want to
man.
move
This
to
is
the
gonna be
Mavericks
a
Clippers?
it's gonna be a super pillow fight. Whoever wins wins. Just kind of how that go.
I feel you. So the last game we will cover is the Dallas Mavericks still won in LA. Uh, Final score was 96-93. PJ Washington giving you 18.6 boards. Derrick Jones Jr. giving you 10.7 boards. Kyrie Irving giving you 23, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Luka giving you 32, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 of 14 from 3. The bench gave them a total of 13 points.
Mm.
Paul George had 22 points. Paul George special. 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard came back. Gave you 15.7 rebounds, 7 of 17 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. Zubac gave you a double-double of 13 points, 12 rebounds. James Harden had 22 points, another solid game for him, with 8 assists and 6 rebounds, but also went 2 of 10 from 3, which is just crazy. My bad, I was kind of stunned by that. But Terrence Mann gave you 5 points. Russell Westbrook gave you 7 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds off the bench, and they lose by 3. Question: Do you think question one? Do you guys think Kawhi Leonard coming back potentially messed up the chemistry of what they had from Game 1? And then part 2 is: Do you think this is all Dallas needed to in a series where everybody kind of still thought they would lose? From a defensive standpoint, do you
Mm.
think this was enough to go ahead and like Dallas is gonna close this out now because all they really needed was to steal one, is to have that one opportunity? I'll start with you, Meech.
Man, it's tough because Clips still have 3 other like. I mean, adding Kawhi, he's a piece that you just can throw in there and he could just he fits seamlessly. So I don't think it throws nothing. He doesn't necessarily need. He's not a ball stopper. You know what I mean? He has good hands. He catch and shoot and cut and catch lobs and stuff. So, but I mean, I picked Mavs winning at 7 before the series started. I didn't think they'll still won, but I mean, it helps. Luca has owned the Clippers in his individual performances. He just has never beat the Clips, and I think now he got Kyrie, a little bit of help. He got PJ Washington. This is the most help Luca has ever had. Uh, I still gonna take uh, my who I want to win is the Mavs and 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Clippers hater, so but
Understandable.
being realistic, Ty Lue is a great coach, but so is Jason Kidd. Ty Lue has more options. James Harden can go Houston. James Harden. Paul George can go playoff P. Kawhi Leonard can go Cyborg. Russell Westbrook can go, MVP Russ. Norman Powell can score 20 off the bench. You know what I mean? Like
That's a fact.
Zubac got 15 rebounds last game. Like they got too many options. They should win.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Big Tone, you got anything?
Nah, man, I just think Kawhi coming back, his first game obviously is going to be rusty. Once they get the feel, Kawhi being who he is and his experience in the playoffs and him leading the team, if they let James Harden continue to do him, pass and score, then they should take care of business, to be
Yeah,
honest. I know Luka
no,
has the pieces, but you don't have the manpower that the Clippers have. In all
exactly,
reality.
exactly. You got to sit at some point.
For sure. So, man, pretty much caught up until today, and then we'll start off with today's stuff on the next episode. But until then, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the From the Jump podcast, and we out.